Well, hello, class. Welcome to the Drafting for 2110 print reading, a mechanical print reading class. This video is just to kind of give you an overview of the class and how various things work. Because most of you will be new students to the drafting program, so need to just cover a few things for you. So in this class, this particular semester that I'm making this, which is fall of 2023, we're starting with a new textbook. You might be able to get a used book somewhere online if you choose. I imagine that most of you may get an ebook or the online book. That's fine too. The problem is that we will be using this book in most of your mechanical drafting classes going forward. So if you get an ebook or if you rent a book, you'll have to rent it again in the next year, because we're going to use this particular book in several of the classes going forward. But the choice is yours. If you want ebook, if you want the physical book, either one's fine. And so I'm going to I'm going to demonstrate what's going on in here with the ebook, because I don't have a physical copy of the textbook with me. But so you, I don't know what yours will look like when you pop into it. I imagine it will be this here, the ebook. There are drawings here, and I'll go ahead and look at those with you. Well, drill and practice. I'm assuming you have access to this because this is all learning type stuff, and I am not using these things in Blackboard. You may use them if you find the flashcards or matching activities or games. If you want to do those, fine. You go for it. It's totally up to you. What you will need are these large print PDFs. Oops. And it just downloaded them. You will need those because these are the what they're calling industry prints at the rear of the chapters, and I'm looking through these. Weird. Maybe it's just because it opened in my browser. But you will need those. And they're in the textbook, but it's easier if you go ahead and download them. I've got them extracted here. Let me find. I'm having to go to the right folder. And okay, so when I downloaded them and extracted them, this is how they look name-wise. And so this would be Unit 2, print number 1, Unit 2, print number 2, like that. And we'll look at those in the actual textbook. Right, so this class, and there gives you the option to download them there. Okay. This class is mostly reading from the book. There are some video tutorials in most of the units. There will be, a new e-reader has arrived. How about that? Okay. When I feel it necessary that you need something more than just the textbook reading, then I'm giving you a video in Blackboard that further explains things. Okay, so there'll be some of that stuff too. This is new to me because I usually use the other. There we go. Table of contents right there. Okay. So let's go ahead and go to here they call them. Okay, so section 1, and then there's a units, which units would be what I call chapters. Okay. I'm going to skip ahead here to Unit 3. Okay, and so each chapter will have this. It'll have the objectives, the terms, and then the reading that goes into it. Okay, and if you notice across the bottom, you've got the page numbers. Okay, so in Blackboard, it gives you the page numbers, okay, and the unit or chapter number. And so when we get down to the end of the chapter, there's this what's called know and understand. Most of the chapters that you do, you'll be doing this quiz. And so the questions are typed in Blackboard just like they are here in the textbook for the most part. I may, some of them, it depends on how the question is set up. I may have added a little bit more to the question. So for the most part, you can answer it in your book and then go to Blackboard and enter your answers. But in Blackboard, read the question in Blackboard before you put your answer in to make sure that I'm not asking for something different. And I may have changed the format on some of them where I felt that it might be easier to answer in Blackboard, okay? The critical thinking questions, you do not have to do any of those for Blackboard. A lot of chapters, you'll do these review activities, okay? And so in this particular one, it's identify the numbered items by name, okay? So, item 1 here would be, the drawing title or, sheet title. You can write those in. In Blackboard, it may be matching, it may be fill in the blank. It just depends on the quiz, how I set them up. Okay. Now here, the print reading exercise, the industry print exercise. These are what the large scale prints are for. Okay. And as you can see, it's in the book, but they're all going to be rotated sideways. That's why I recommend that you downloaded them to your computer so that you can open them up and rotate them to the right, make them easier to read. Okay, so that pretty much covers the textbook. In Blackboard here, you're going to start out right here on the Start Here page, and there'll be a syllabus quiz. That's your no-show activity. And don't worry about these dates because I haven't updated that for the new semester yet. And the new introductory video is going to go right here so that you can watch the video before you actually take the syllabus quiz. Okay, this is the old video because I'm making the new one right now. The syllabus tab is not showing here because I haven't uploaded it yet, but there'll be a tab right here for the syllabus. And there you open it and you can download and read the syllabus. Of course, instructor information, that's me. Announcements, anytime an announcement comes up, it'll get posted here and you'll get an email. Like if the college is going to be closed for some reason, announcements, you know what that is. Okay, calendar. All of my assignments in Blackboard are tied to the calendar. And it'll show up like this, okay? So you've got the assignment, and if you click here, it will take you to that particular graded assignment in Blackboard, but it won't give you any of the information before that. So you can look here in the calendar to see when things are due, but use the Lessons tab over here to get all of your lessons. All right, and so we'll start here. Section 1 is all about terminology and abbreviations, and in a lot of my classes, I'll start the week or the unit with an overview of some kind, and before you start working through these things, I suggest that you look at most of these to see what's going on for the week. The reason for that is, I'll get to it in just a moment down here. So The week one overview tells you, some various things. This particular week, you're learning abbreviations and terminology. Okay. There's terminology, and there's the abbreviations list. Now, in this particular class, I'm using this Quizlet app. If you would like to use flashcards or something like that on your phone, you can do it online, you can do it on your phone. You don't have to. It's just, I prepared it for you in case you like to learn using flashcards. And so they're embedded here in Blackboard. Okay. But you can install the app and then access these two things either way. All right. And then quizzes. If a quiz has a fill in the blank answer, it must be spelled exactly as it's shown on the word list or in your textbook. Okay. All right, so let's look at Unit 2. It's about alphabet of lines. Okay, I'll have to check on that and see what's going on with that video. Okay. Here's like the know and understand questions. And so I'm going to launch it. It tells you that. Now, most of the things in here will allow you, most of the quizzes in here, with, not the final or the midterm, but the unit quizzes, you get 2 opportunities to take them. Okay. You take it first, it'll tell you your score, but it won't tell you what the correct answer is. You can take it the second time. After the due date, you can go back and look at it and it will tell you the correct answers. And so I'll start this. And so, true false questions, you click them. Multiple choice. So these are all true false and multiple choice. Okay. And they're pretty much just like what comes out of the textbook. So let me go back to here. And then same way on the quizzes. So here's a quiz about line types. Okay, and so this is straight from page 29 in the textbook. All right, quiz questions. Okay, so if a quiz, none of these do, but if a quiz has a numerical answer, okay, you will want to enter in just the numbers and the decimals. Okay, no inch marks, no degree symbols, nothing like that. Just numbers and decimals. And as we get through the class, you need to read the quiz description carefully, because it may tell you enter 2 decimal places or 3 decimal places. Even if those numbers are 0, enter in 2. Whatever it calls for in the number of decimals. Okay, grades. If you want to know your grades, you go right here, my grades. And here's listed out all the assignments, okay? If you have completed one, it will give you a grade right here, okay? If you have started it, but not finished it, you'll get a blue circle over here. If you think you finished it, but it still shows a blue circle, that means that it did not submit at the end. Maybe you hit submit and then something in the internet hiccuped and it didn't go through. Go back into that quiz and start over again. Okay. If it's a Dropbox, where you have to actually turn something in, you'll get a yellow symbol over here until it's graded. And then once it's graded, of course, I have a grade. Now, once the quizzes are due, like I said, you can go back and look at it. So what you can do here is go back into it and click on your grade, and it will show you, well, this one doesn't because it's not set up to show you, okay, the answers. But a regular quiz would show you the correct answers, and you can use that to study with, okay, going forward. Okay. I am available on WebEx. Okay, if you need, I'm in the lab on campus 2 days a week, but I'm available on WebEx, not anytime, but the best way is just email me, tell me your problem. If I can answer it via email, then I can do that easily. If we need to actually talk, or you show me your computer screen, me show you mine, we do it through WebEx. And so in all my Blackboard courses, there's a link right over here. So you click that, and that will take you into WebEx, and we can have a video chat, right? Okay, so that pretty much covers what's going on in this class. There will be the midterm announcement is not showing up right here yet. It's been closed due to dates, but the midterm and the final announcement will be here with the dates and what will be covered on them. Okay. So that's that. Okay. I look forward to seeing you all and doing your work here in this class. And if you have questions, send me an email. Okay.